It's Ryan with Invicta, and I just want to talk about today this module that we've actually created for the NH35A, our first module ever at the company. Now, some people might ask, well, what is a module? A module actually is a creation that affixes to the top of a base movement to give the watch additional complications that it wouldn't have with that base movement. For example, turning a three-hand movement into a chronograph, or adding a GMT complication to that base movement that already exists. Now, in Invicta, we've used modules over time from Dupre all the way up until about 2018. So there's been about a 6-year gap since we've had any sort of module for a timepiece. So we decided, heck, let's just create our own module. And so what we did is we decided to create a module. Again, it's going to be this top component here to the NH35A. Now, the NH35A for us is our most widely used three-hand automatic with a date window. And so if you're an Invicta collector, you most likely have this movement, but when you're looking at this timepiece here, you would never guess that this would actually be that NH35A. So I think it just made perfect sense for us to be able to create for our first module something that would affix to that NH35A. So as you know, the NH35A will have 3 different hands that come off the center canyon pinion right here. It would be your hour, your minutes, and your seconds. But you notice there's only a second hand that's going along right here. So with this module, we've created these different gear systems, these trains, to be able to expand out to a subdial right here, which will indicate your hour of the day. You have, you have your minutes over at this subdial, and then you still have that complication of, or you still have that second hand going along right here. Date windows at that 4 o'clock position, but then we've also added in that AM PM indicator. So this is what that module is actually all about. If I pull out the crown, 2 different clicks to be able to adjust the time. It's a hacking movement. So that NH35A, that second hand will stop. But look at what happens when I start to advance a time. You can see those 2 different subdials for both the minute, which is right here, and also the hour underneath my other thumb is actually moving. But then that completely new complication, the AM PM indicator, is totally following in line. If you look at the time right now, it's 12 o'clock basically, or midnight, because the hand is up at midnight here, or 12 o'clock and just a few minutes after, and that's where the midnight actually is. As time just advances forward, I want you to take notice too. Look at the different gears that are moving to keep everything in line, which is really coming off that center canyon pinion here for the watch. Everything is moving except for that second hand. You have your hours and your minutes, and then also that AM PM indicator. Now, when I come up to noon or 12 o'clock PM, I'll stop right there and look at this. We then have the sun at the very top of that lower complication. So all of this is made possible by the different gears that have been applied here. So for where the minute hand is, it's actually lining up right here with this gear and this gear. And then for the hours and also the AM PM indicator right down here underneath, because that's where the hour hand would actually be on. There's a smaller gear that's actually underneath. It's hard to see, but that lines up here, here, and also here. So if I take a little bit of a different angle and rotate, you can see how that actually works. I don't know if I can't get in any tighter, but I think this is extremely impressive. I actually took this out, this exact watch out on an Invicta cruise here this past November. And I asked the astute collectors who've been collecting Invicta for years, what is the movement on the inside of this watch? It probably went through about 15, 16 different collectors before they actually knew that it was the NH35A on the inside of this watch. So as of now, of December 2024, we have this particular module in only some select models at Invicta. We have them in a few of the excursions, and then also we have them in that brand new design just launched, Subaqua Noma 8. You can go to invictastores.com, see if it's there. We also have a presence on Jewelry Television, which is also known as JTV, jtv.com. You can see if this watch also exists there. But pretty exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing this module in more of our watches out there. Love the complexity, and it has been very, very well received by the Invicta community. Thank you for watching.